Nashville's lit.
They're all warming up out on the dirt.
We have athletes from all over the world gathered to train together with the singular focus of trying to make the Olympics this year in Paris.
I'm Adam Fogg.
Gourley.
Edose Ibadin.
Regan Yee.
Hi, I'm Lauren Ryan.
My name is Sabrina Southerland.
Hi, my name is Weini Kelati. I am a professional runner for Under Armour.
To be honest, when I was younger, I thought my goal always was at some point to run for my country. It's an incredibly hard team to make is the 1500 meters in the UK now.
You know, the 1500 is just so strong. I know that making this Great Britain team for the Olympics isn't going to be easy, and I really need to be absolutely focused on doing everything I can and everything in my power to give myself the best chance at the Olympic trials.
I mean, I don't think it's exaggerating at all to say it's the toughest team in terms of 1500 meters to make in the world at the moment. We have the last two world champions that will be vying for a spot. So it means that, you know, you need to be one of the top guys in the world just to even have the chance to compete at the Olympics. Basically what happens is you need a qualifying time, and the qualifying time is about 3:33.5 seconds. I ran 3:30 last year within the qualifying window, so I have that taken care of. That's part one.
Running 3:49 is kind of step one in doing that. I need the standard to run for Great Britain at the Olympics. You have to have the Olympic standard.
Part two is being top two at the trials. There is a third discretionary spot. That spot is probably somewhere I don't want to be given the caliber of people that I'll be coming up against. So
only the top two are guaranteed if you have the standard.
If we're putting it simply, and it's not simple, but in terms of mathematics it's quite simple. You have to have the time and you have to be top two at the British trials at the end of June this summer in Manchester.
It's an extremely hard team to make, and I've got to do everything in my power to give myself a chance.
So there's two ways you can qualify, either within the world rankings quota, or you can hit the Olympic qualifying time, and then you're kind of automatically in. And then the second part of that is you have to be top three in Canada. It's a little bit up to the discretion of the selection committee. If you do have that auto standard and you win the Olympic trials, then you're an automatic selection. And then those second two spots, are up to the discretion of the selection panel.
The selection for the Australian Olympic team is pretty vague, but it is basically top two at our national championships and then obtaining the qualification time.
The Olympic year is always, there's a little more pressure, and it's not just from the outside, it's internally for the athletes themselves too, and you feel that as a coach. And the brand has been behind us, and they're great in the long-term process for realizing like this isn't something that happens overnight or even in 1 year. It's a long-term process.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a relief. I think it makes the season a lot more fun. I think last year I felt like I was chasing the clock a little bit to get the standard to be on the team for Worlds, and I think this year, having achieved the standard really early and knowing I'm already selected in the 10K is definitely a relief. As much as we are still trying to chase the 5K standard, I think it's just nice to know that whatever happens at the end of the day, like, I'm still going.
It's a huge weight off my shoulders, man. It's really unbelievable, and it's almost surreal in a sense because this is the first time in my career where I've had the time standard needed to compete at the major championship going into the season. And I represent Nigeria on the international stage, and the way you qualify for the Olympics is mainly through having the standard and then being top three in the country. So in seasons past, I always found myself chasing that time and almost not letting the stress get to me of like having to hit that time, but now I can just focus on being a better racer and just focus on racing and winning as many races as I can, regardless of what the time result is. And so, yeah, it's definitely been a big weight lifted off of my shoulders. Paris is the big goal, but I know there's I'm named this season like the road to Paris, and I know there's a bunch of checkpoints on my way to on that road to Paris.
it all depends on this one track meet to make it and become an Olympian. And
Getting the time is a bit easier than the championship races because like always it can go like either way when you're at the championship races because it's always tactically.
to qualify, we have to make it through 3 rounds. So the prelims, the semifinals, and then the finals, you have to come in top 3 in your event. And the standard is 159.3. So you have to run that and come in top 3 at the Olympic trials in the final.
Well, for now I'm just gonna train hard and do whatever it takes to be the top 3, and I'm just gonna go there. And always the plan comes during the race. It's hard to plan ahead of the race because you cannot just go with the mindset, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then if something goes wrong, you're not happy with that. So I'm just gonna go there, be confident, and stay focused and get top 3.
This is a very special year, and nobody wants to be burnt out when it comes to the trials. So a lot of people haven't raced as much as like we would normally do in a season. Remembering that you belong here just as much as anyone else. You qualified to get here, and you have all the credentials that you need to be in the place that you are now. So I don't think it's like intimidating or anything. It's just like it is what it is.